I go hard in the paint. I go hard in the paint. I'm ducked off where the loudest legal. Right next door to Cali where the work a lot cheaper. Take you back in the trap in the 86 Regal. With a pocket full of stones booming like it was legal.
What's going on, man?
What is going on, Suave? How you doing today, man?
Man, dude, I'm feeling good, dude. I'm feeling so good, man. The force is with me right now. You know, you already know, man. Whatever goes on in here.
Oh, man, whatever happens in the man cave is definitely going to stay right here in the man cave. Suave, man, it's been so long, man. What in the hell have you been up to?
Man, dude, I've been practicing my Jedi Knight skills. I got upgraded from Padawan to Master right now. I got my robe. I know you hating. You wish you had a robe.
Hey, I wish I did have a Jedi robe, man. I'd settle for a lightsaber. I want me a lightsaber, man.
You already was born with one.
Oh, hey, that's true. That's true. Hey, it only lights up. Never mind. Okay.
I know. Please don't say that.
No. The Schwartz is not with me.
Said that on another person's channel. I don't want you to repeat it.
Oh man, I'm doing good, Suave. I've been a busy man. I just finished the Obi Wan Kenobi series, and so did you. And we're gonna have one hell of a discussion on Star Wars in general and in the Obi Wan Kenobi series. But before we get started, we have to bring a very nice. I can't say young man, but he is a man.
Can you say nice?
Yeah,
well, he's a good guy. He's a good fellow.
Without further ado, let's bring out the man, the myth, the legend, Jeff Gignac.
What's going on, Jeff?
Oh, that beer's looking good.
How you doing, brother? That's apple juice. You know, come on.
Is it apple juice?
Port credit from the Brewing Company, Pilsner.
Ooh, that's looking good, man.
Live from Port Credit, Ontario. Here I am.
I heard that, man.
It's the summer. Got a drink.
How you doing, Jeff? How you doing today, man?
And I'm here with Spencer. I'm doing great, buddy. I am.
Show everybody your food. Let them drool. That looks so good. I am a fat guy. Look at that.
That's nice.
That looks delish.
He got his sweet potato
hey,
fries.
Ryzak. Thank you for
those
popping
are
through, man.
Those are regular fries. I like sweet potato fries.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Urban World and Nerds World, Ryzak, thank you guys for popping through. Man, we're going to have a great discussion on Obi Wan Kenobi. Jeff is eating and drinking. This is going to be one hell of a show.
I feel like Anthony. I feel like Mr. Lewis. There's stuff in my face on stream.
So you feel like the king of content now?
I feel like the king of cloud content.
Well, you definitely had a wonderful stream last night, man. Shout out to Wreckfest.
Oh my god, that was absolutely crazy. It was absolutely, that was just bonkers. If anyone was watching and trying to talk, and 10 of you in the party chat too, and everyone's just yelling over each other. And,
oh yeah.
Oh my god, it was fun.
So
so go ahead.
So Suave, starting with you, man. What do you think of Star Wars, and what did you think of the Obi Wan Kenobi series? And then we'll go to Jeff, and then I'll interject, and we'll keep it going.
Nice, man. So I've always been a Star Wars fan, to be honest, man. I've always been a Star Wars fan. When they came out with the after the first three, you know, he did them in reverse. So the three prior to that, when he introduced Master Windu, the Jedi Council.
Yep, all the prequels.
All the prequels, you know what I'm saying? That was just so amazing, man, because I was already in tune with it. And I think Lucas did a great job on that, man. I don't like the newer movies that just came out.
Yep.
I don't like them, but
7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, but they tried. They tried. It was a little confusing on, you know, if you're a fan of Star Wars, you kind of feel like, and this is just one thing that I'm just gonna nitpick of being a nerd of Star Wars, you kind of feel like only Jedis can use a lightsaber, you know what I'm saying? Because they use the Force for it to come out, the laser to come out. You know what I'm saying? But you had people that was on these new movies using lightsabers, and we're like, okay, are they on the track of being a Jedi? Is the Force in them? Is it strong? I mean, are they capable? And then you realize
that confused you when Finn turned the saber on and started fighting Kylo. Then that confused you. Gotcha.
Like what? So I mean, I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for it. But there was a lot of holes in there. Like, okay, do he have the Force? I mean, is the Force with him? I don't know.
Yeah, they made it ambiguous on purpose. JJ did, and then it was going to be left up to the next director to figure that story out. And we got what we got from Rian Johnson, in my opinion.
It is what it is. Go ahead, Jeff. You got your finger up. Go for it.
So when Luke was out on the ice planet Hoth, and somebody went to find him. Who was that again?
Darth Vader.
No.
Han Solo.
Right. And he found him, and he had his little, tauntaun.
Yep.
Yeah. And how did he open the tauntaun?
Yeah.
How did he get that? Remember he made a comment. Yeah,
you're going deep. So what he's trying to get at, Suave, is that you don't need the Force to make the lightsaber come out, because Han Solo he sliced that tauntaun open and said, "I thought they smelled bad on the outside."
I get it, but you gotta look at. All right, it's a little confusing because they have so much stuff. They have so much stuff going on. So if you look at the cartoon versions, one of the cartoon versions of Star Wars, they tell you the background of, okay, these are the clones, based on this one assassin, this bounty hunter, and these are how the lightsaber are made through these alien race, the same race that made the clones, and all that. They go through all that stuff. So it's like, nah, I guess you got to be a Jedi. Why would they only make? I don't want to get off track.
What did you think?
Let's talk about the show.
But Han used a lightsaber in the original movies.
Yeah, he did.
He turned it on. I don't remember that. I don't remember.
He turned it on and sliced that tauntaun.
Listen to your boy. Listen to the boy over here.
And Finn turned it on and defended himself against or attacked Kylo with it.
Right.
And he got messed up for that. But let's unpack that later. But what did you think of the Obi Wan Kenobi series, the new Disney Plus?
I loved it. I loved it. Even though it was like 6 episodes, it was 6 episodes enough. They didn't have to do a lot more and everything. They did everything in detail, and everything was just put together perfectly. I love the Obi Wan story way more than these last few movies, and I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
So like the series so you liked it, and it was better than the movie, the last movies they did.
I want to say that the way they started off with Obi-Wan being like kind of a coward and losing his way, I think that's kind of good to see, because every man or every person, they lose their path through life. Something may happen, and he was battling with this trauma of his best friend, not only his Padawan, but his best friend. He made this person, Anakin, who I'm talking about. He made him a brother. Like, that was his family, He was very close to Anakin. So dealing with that trauma, he felt like he was responsible for him becoming closer to the dark side. So to see that transition, man, I was like, oh man, it was just wonderful, man. It was it was put together well. I thought it was put together well.
Right on. Jeff, your overall thoughts on Star Wars, and how did you take the Obi Wan Kenobi series?
Oh, it was great. We kind of knew where they had to go, because we knew where they ended at 3.
Yep.
And they knew how they started at 4. So we knew they had to transition, right? We knew they had to get there, right?
Yep.
So it was just a matter of, how are they going to do that? How are they going to? We know that, we know Ben's there. We know that Luke knows who Ben is. That there's this guy Ben Kenobi.
Yep.
Right. So we had all of these different pieces to the puzzle, and they just had to fill the puzzle pieces in, sticking with, from the 3 movies, the 4 movie, as well as the Clone series, right?
Mhm.
So there were lots of little tidbits in there. So in order to write that, there was a lot of little pieces that has to, fit together. And I think
What about you, SPG? What are your thoughts on it, brother?
Well, the Star Wars series in general, I'm a Star Wars nerd, so I take Star Wars lore as like the gospel, like you're reading a history book or the Bible itself. So when something goes against that, I get upset usually. But I really thoroughly enjoyed the Obi Wan series. I thought there was a lot of problems with certain areas in the writing. We'll get into that. But the Vader and Kenobi dynamic was fantastic to see. I thought that they nailed some of the emotion that's involved between 2 best friends, 2 brothers, a master and apprentice, and their relationship breakdown and how it broke down. All those emotional beats were there for me, so I really liked that. But I'm just a huge Star Wars nerd. So, Jeff, what was some of your favorite moments from the series?
Favorite moments? Well, let's get into it, because I've said this openly before. Episode 6 made me cry.
Okay, what part of episode 6? We need to know.
Yeah.
So,
because episode 6 was the fight, and I want to know, did the fight make you cry?
Well, if SPG pulls up the picture.
Oh, yes.
This might. Does that give it away? I'm a big fan of the dark side.
Oh, okay. So Darth Maul was one of your favorites then, I imagine?
I'm a big fan of, love the Pelp. I just call him Pelp. Love me all the Darth. So at the end there, spoiler alert to, anyone who hasn't seen it, when my boy Vader takes a bit of a beating, it made me cry. Made me, I was like, oh man, my little Vader, he got hurt, and look at the helmet, and
so were you cheering? Were you cheering when Vader put Obi-Wan in that hole? Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I could just see Jeff. He goes, he got the high ground.
Yeah, look, yes! That's what I did. I thought that's where he was going with that. I thought he was going, man, if he would have said,
now I have the high ground.
Exactly. If he'd have said Obi Wan Kenobi, I have the high ground now, dude, I'd have been like, I'm dead. I'm dead right now. I'm dead.
And again, I'm always liking the evil guys. In Phoebus, Phineas and Ferb, Dr. Doofenshmirtz. I've got a Doofenshmirtz.
Doofenshmirtz.
Love me the doof. So I'm a big fan of the dark side. So I was always cheering. For the dark side.
What did you think of Reva and her character?
Third sister.
So yeah, no,
third sister. Yeah,
third sister. So when I watched the first episode and they kept cutting back to a little girl, and I'm like, well, that must be her. All right, so she started out as a Jedi.
Yep.
And then, okay, so I kind of said to my son, because he watched it, I said, well, she must be pissed that, Obi didn't save her and blah, blah, blah. And that's why she's
mad at the Jedi. Yep.
Mad at the Jedi, blah, blah, blah. But I thought she was going to stay mad. I didn't think it was good to see, just to sidestep for a second. It's good to see Vader fighting. You don't usually see him fighting a lot.
Correct.
Right? Usually he just force chokes somebody, lifts them up, shoots them away.
And we didn't see too much of that.
We didn't. But let me touch on something.
We saw more fighting of Vader than we ever have before. So I enjoyed that.
That is correct. I want to give a shout out to the young actress. I don't know her by name, but who did the young Princess Leia. I think she did a fantastic job. She felt like a young Leia. All that was great. I think they overutilized her way too much in the show.
Yeah, they didn't focus too much on Luke's character as a little boy.
Luke, so what Jeff was referring to is in A New Hope, when he meets old Ben from Beyond the Dune Sea, he doesn't know that he's Obi Wan Kenobi. He knows Ben, and he doesn't know him very well at all. He might have met him once, maybe twice. in passing. So he didn't know the man. But Princess Leia doesn't act like she knows him at all either when she says, Obi Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. You once served my father in the Clone Wars and blah, blah, blah. But I think they should have kept Leia the same actress, and they should have used her. But do you know how in the beginning of the show, how they had the way, and the first Jedi comes out to find Obi-Wan, and he says, what are you doing? How did you find me? Like, I'm done. Go bury your lightsaber and put that behind you if you want to live. Like, at that point, I think Obi-Wan should have helped him off planet, got him somewhere safe, and then Bail Organa reaches out to him and says, hey, Leia's in trouble. And he goes, hey, I can't do shit, but these people could help. And then they get in trouble. Vader and the Inquisitors come in and totally destroy them. And anyway, episode 5 and 6 are what the whole show should have been for me.
Yep.
Where Obi-Wan and it's doing backflashes towards the right before the Clone Wars, where he's being trained as a Jedi Knight. And I think that episode 5 and 6 should have been the whole series. It should have been stretched out.
But they had to put a lot of Leia's backstory, so you knew a little bit about, she was a rebellious little girl and all that stuff. So I think they had to kind of stretch it out. They had to stretch out her backstory. They really couldn't use Luke, because if Luke had an adventure with Ben, he'd be way more connected to him by 4. Correct.
So I totally get that. A lot of people had a problem with that.
I don't think that that should have been the backstory of Luke. I think the backstory of Luke should have been him being a mechanical engineer and electrical engineer and tampering with things and wanting to be his passion about flying and stuff like that. Like, where is that coming from? You know what I'm saying? They didn't touch too much on that. Yeah, because Luke was always, they did mention it. They mentioned a few things like his
But in episode 4, he did have that little ship thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lit bit. Like,
and he was pretending to he was pretending to pod race too, like his dad used to do. Right. All that stuff was little cool drops, but they couldn't focus on Luke too much, and I do understand why they couldn't.
Man, they should have gave him at least one episode of what Luke is doing.
I hear
as
you.
A farmer. You know what I'm saying?
Now, here's where we get. Swaff, what would you give the series overall out of a 1 to 10?
Oh, 10, man. 10.
You give it a 10?
Look, I didn't even hesitate. Like, before you even said it. Like, I didn't even hesitate, man. Just 10. Right
on. What do you think, Jeff?
Oh, it's the same as 10.
10?
Yeah,
right on.
I had no issues. And you want to know a little background? I never had an issue with 1, 2, and 3. Everybody hated on 1, 2, and 3.
When they first came out, they got a lot of hate.
Yeah, I did not.
You talking about the movie?
Yeah, the prequels.
I had no issue with them. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I watched the original one in the theater in 1977 when I was 6 years old.
Wow.
My brothers took me to see the original, not on release day, because we didn't do that back then, right? But it would have been playing. And I remember when the second one came out, I didn't go that first couple of days. For whatever reason, I don't remember why, but I remember at school people were talking all about it, going, "Oh, did you hear Luke's father?" and yada yada yada, right?
Yeah.
So I saw it, I think probably the next weekend or something. I can't remember. 50 years ago.
My rating would be a 7.5 to 8. And the reason I say that is a few things really took it away from me. One, how can you get stabbed with a lightsaber twice and survive?
Who got stabbed twice?
Reva. She got stabbed as a child, and then she got stabbed as an adult from Vader.
Man, she's a soldier, man.
Now listen, man, listen. Darth Vader is the guy that will kill an admiral for making a mistake, and the next guy walks up and says, we're still trying to fix his mistake, and he kills that guy too. There's no way he would have left Reva alive. There's no way.
Hold on for a second. I got to bring this up before we end. You know, when Vader was on the ship with his crew, and the lead guy that third sister thought she killed,
the Grand Inquisitor.
He questioned Darth Vader on his decision on following the ship or following the other ship. Dude, right then at the Darth Vader we know, he would have choked that man out with the Force And
okay, hold on.
He wouldn't even. You don't question Darth Vader, man.
That's another thing I want to get into, but I think Reva should have died from getting stabbed twice with a lightsaber.
I agree with that.
I think she should have died.
So can we talk about my thing now?
Yeah, but hold on. So for Vader to leave her alive was out of character. Now, Suave, I have a completely different issue with this part of the movie that you're talking or show that you're talking about. Now, what do they say? What do they say when they all right, we're getting ahead a little bit. Let's talk about this next. She was stabbed twice and didn't die. What was up with her plan? Her plan was garbage. Obi-Wan said
it was not thought through.
Dude, she attacked him when he knew she was coming. Not when he's holding the ship, not when he's pulling it down. Fucking not when he's fighting Obi-Wan when he's actually facing him. No, she decides to do it by herself.
When he's ripping the ship apart with the Force, she should have attacked him then.
Yeah,
I mean, he ripped that ship apart, man.
Now Vader was in no worry of getting killed. He could have saw her coming, he could have known it, whatever, but her plan was garbage. Hey, I'm going to attack him when he ain't looking. Well, he's Darth Vader. What the fuck you mean he ain't looking? Like
he feel it. He know you there.
on Vader's ship on the bridge. Why didn't she just do it when she knelt down and was getting pinned? Why didn't she just light her lightsaber and try to get him? Because it worked. I don't know why she thought it would work this time. Now, here's my thing. They're on this Star Destroyer, and when they leave the planet, Obi-Wan and all them and the Ice Cube's son, the actor that they're talking to about, that they left, he goes, we don't have a hyperdrive. It's broken. They are faster than us. Our hyperdrive is broken. They are faster than us. Well, if somebody's faster than you, what is going to end up happening?
Here's their ship. Down.
No, here's their ship. Here comes the Star Destroyer. Oh, I'm on top of you. That's what happens when somebody is faster than you. Okay.
Right.
So they're trying to shoot them. They're trying to shoot Obi-Wan's ship or the Path ship. They're the refugees of the Path that are trying to get away. They're shooting, and he says, turn up the turbo lasers. So they crank them up, trying to shoot more, but they would literally catch up to them. He took the same Star Destroyer, took Leia's ship right inside the belly. Loop, took it right up, and then they boarded that ship from the inside. So there's no reason that story continued at that point. And then it gets worse. Not only does the Inquisitor challenge Darth Vader a little bit, but it's not even an either or at that moment. He does challenge Darth Vader's authority, but where are the TIE fighters? They have TIE fighters. They have TIE bombers. They have fucking Imperial shuttles on that ship. And Darth Vader goes, no, go for Obi-Wan. It's not an either or.
Right.
They didn't go for the TIE fighter. They could have took over him and sucked him into the ship. They could have used a tractor beam. I don't know. That part of the writing was very bad to me.
I saw what they was trying to do with that one. See, on that right there, they were just trying to lure Vader. That Vader right there was just trying to outthink. He had
his mind was clouded.
He had
all
a complex.
He wanted was Obi-Wan. I get that.
Yeah, he had a complex of he had to prove to Obi-Wan that he's better. He had to
himself or to his master, whatever.
Yeah, that's just like a younger brother trying to overcome. Your older brother been running track for 2 years ahead of you, have more experience and everything, but you want to challenge your brother to a race every time he come home from college. It's not going to be the same. You're going to lose every time. So I think that it was more about him trying to prove himself to Obi-Wan that, hey, I can outthink you. I can win. So he didn't want to take the ship down. He knew that he could have just blew that ship up, but if he had blew that ship up and killed Obi-Wan, he wouldn't be able to prove to him. He wanted to force Obi-Wan out of that ship so we could do a showdown.
Right, no, I get it, but I think the writing was weak to get it to take place because the Star Destroyer turns and leaves that other ship completely, and then Darth Vader says, I'm doing this alone. And he goes by himself. What? The Star Destroyer just boned out and disappeared? Obi-Wan was
man.
okay.
No,
One other thing. Hold on. One other thing.
Go ahead.
They had a ship with fucking a hyperdrive on it. In the ship, they had a ship with a hyperdrive. I don't know.
No.
Silly
I'm telling
stuff.
you, man.
You know what? You're nitpicking.
I know.
You're just nitpicking. Like, you could say, okay, this took place 10 years before A New Hope.
Right.
How badly did Obi-Wan age in those 10 years?
Correct. Yes.
Right?
No, I do feel you 100% on that.
I mean, he could have been using the Force to slow down his aging process. I don't know. Who knows?
And hey, how does within 15 years everyone forget the space wizards running around the whole universe? Like, I mean, it's only been 15, 20 years. Everybody forgot. I know why Luke wouldn't know about them. He was a farm boy on a desert planet that didn't have shit happen there.
Right.
I get that, but all right. What very last nerd complaint, and I'll get your
hold
guys'.
on. I just want to address Nerd Nest, Nerd World.
Okay.
Never explained how the Grand Inquisitor survived 2 stomachs.
Yeah, that's what they say, but you've only got one spinal cord. He was stabbed right through the center.
He was definitely stabbed all the way through.
Yeah, buddy.
All the way through. I don't know how he survived that.
Why do you think
what they needed?
Why do you only think they have one spinal cord?
Well, for the writing, they needed Reva to seem menacing and powerful enough to at least attempt to go up against Lord Vader. So they gave us the Inquisitor death, but it was a fake out. How he survived, I don't know. How did Reva survive? I don't know. How did Reva get from that planet with no fucking ships to Tatooine? I don't know how she did that either.
You're thinking like she's a human.
Well, true.
She could be a different race and have different parts that you just don't know.
Yeah.
Right? You're just assuming she looks like a human. Must be a human. Doesn't mean she is a human.
The very last complaint I'll give, and this is so nerdy and so out of the realm, but Obi Wan Kenobi gives Leia a blaster holster. Okay, that in itself isn't bad. It's not bad at all. But when Leia's mother came in the room, she should have said, "No, Leia, that's not appropriate."
I see the direction that's going.
Her planet, okay, Alderaan. What do we know about Alderaan? They have no fucking weapons. They have no military. They may have a guard for the royal family, but they do not have weapons. They are defenseless.
They have spears.
She literally says that the planet is defenseless before they blow it up. So, a senator's daughter with a fucking blaster on her hip. Holster.
It was a holster.
I get it. And they do not show it. They show it for a second, but the droid goes into the blaster holster. It's going to be a holster for the droid. But they don't show it very much. You got to pay attention to see it. But like literally, there should have been. She should have said, "Now, Leia, keep it under your clothes," or something, because it is a peaceful planet. That would be like, I don't know, man.
But
I'm going to make the most inappropriate comment right here.
Okay.
Go for it.
William.
Yes.
You do not have children.
I don't.
So when someone gives a child something and it keeps them quiet and it'll keep them occupied, it doesn't matter what it is.
It just means they were quiet.
It's going to keep them quiet. It's going to keep them happy. If Leia's mother, Suave, correct me where I'm wrong, if Leia's mother said, "No, you can't have that," and took it back, any normal 10-year-old would have the biggest hissy fit in the world.
That's true.
Sometimes you have to pick your battles. That was not a battle worth picking.
Right on. Well, I fucking accept that answer.
Well, look, you got to understand though, when Obi-Wan Kenobi addressed that to her, she was like, "It's empty."
Yeah,
and
he's like,
"Well, you're 10 years old. I'm not gonna give a 10-year-old a gun."
Blaster.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think that the empty holster being on that planet was good enough because it is symbolic to peace.
It is symbolic.
Like
yes.
I have a blaster, but it's empty.
It was a sort of a passing of the torch of the rebel struggle to her, sort of.
Yeah. I mean, not only that, but if you have a choice to choose a sword or a bow staff, the person that chooses the bow staff is like, I don't really mean any harm. I just want to defend myself. You know what I'm saying?
Like
you
Morgan.
pick that sword, you're like,
Yeah.
I mean some harm.
You're
you
gonna
know what
stab
I'm
at
saying?
people. Yeah.
With her having an empty holster, man, on that planet, I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be perfect. You know.
Oh, one other thing. Leia in the coat was ridiculous. I'm sorry, that was really bad. She should have went in a crate. She should have went inside a droid. Something. Not under the coat. That was a little silly.
That was stupid. I was like, man,
that was
look,
really dumb.
I said, how are they getting away with all these people walking
around? They had TIE fighters. They had TIE fighters hanging from the ceiling. Nothing launched. Why?
Yeah, but who among us have not tried to hide a kid when they're somewhere they shouldn't be? Who of us have not done that? Not. Chat, back me up here, chat. Like, come on, comment below if you've never done that. Like, please. Dude,
you might be on your own there, Jeff.
Please.
They should have thought of something way more creative than that. You know, that was just like, I mean, you walking around and I clearly see that you have
it reminded me of Austin Powers, where what's his name was on Mini-Me's shoulders. And he's got these little legs under the coat. That's just what it reminded me of a little bit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, who of us have not done that with a child?
I want to say this though. Both times when third sister was stabbed, it was stabbed in the shoulder. It wasn't in like the stomach or the heart or the lung.
No, go back and watch it.
No.
She was
bro. I'm
stabbed,
telling you,
bro. She was stabbed.
Bro. No, he
like through the liver.
Okay,
like through the liver.
I'm gonna say this.
Is she a species?
When she was young,
right? Yeah, we don't know. It didn't say she was a human. It didn't say what she was. It just said.
Like it stabbed her in the liver.
But check this out, though.
True, that's correct.
The first time when she was a little kid, when she was stabbed, that's debatable. But clearly, when
he might have even nicked her. We don't know. We didn't see that stab exactly.
Exactly. But
yeah, we saw
clearly
from his face
on Vader when he stabbed her as an adult. He clearly stabbed her in the shoulder, bro. He did not stab her anywhere. He wasn't even trying to kill her. Look at her. So, he was making her look.
Why would Vader leave her alive?
Look stupid. Like
one other thing.
He was using the Force and everything on her. And
before we get
saber,
before we get through this, when Obi-Wan and Darth Vader first confront each other, Obi-Wan is running away scared. I was okay with that. It's been a long time. He didn't know what kind of monster he had created. What is behind the mask? Like all kinds of emotion, I'm sure. But Darth Vader comes in like a pimp and a boss. He starts killing random people just so Obi-Wan will show himself. He feels Obi-Wan and he's like, crunch. How about that, Obi-Wan? Are you going to save them? How about this person? Crunch. Come on. Where are you? So, I mean, he wanted Obi-Wan really bad. And then when he gets him, they start fighting and Obi-Wan creates that fire. Darth Vader creates that fire and he drags Obi-Wan with the Force through it. I thought that was extremely powerful. That moment was. Because of all the emotion that would have to be behind Darth Vader finally getting his mitts on Obi-Wan and he's making him feel the same thing that he did. It was very powerful for me. And then immediately,
at the beginning, Obi-Wan didn't know Darth Vader was Anakin.
Correct.
Yeah, he had no idea.
He didn't know that Anakin had survived, but there is people that say that at the end of Revenge of the Sith, he saw Anakin being dubbed Darth Vader. So he should have known that if Darth Vader was out running around, it's either someone else or it's Anakin. But I do hear what you're saying, though, Jeff. But at that moment when he's dragging him through the fire, it was very emotional for me. Like I felt it, just like the last fight scene. I really felt it. But I thought it was immediately destroyed by the way Obi-Wan gets away. Now, at that time, I literally turned and looked at Sierra and I went, if he didn't plant a tracker on Obi-Wan, this is garbage. That is exactly what I said to her.
Yeah.
Because Darth Vader is fighting Obi-Wan the same way he fought Luke, one-handed. Bink, bink, bink. He's fighting him just like Empire Strikes Back. He's close enough to plant a tracker on him. And maybe I thought Darth Vader wanted the path more than, or he wanted them both. He wanted to crush Obi-Wan spiritually, physically, and then destroy the path. I thought he wanted it all. But Darth Vader literally snuffs out, he force pushes the fire out, and the chick pops up and blows up the fuel canisters, and it starts fire again. The robot slowly walks up, grabs Obi-Wan, drags him away, and that's how he gets away. Why didn't he reach out with the Force and crush that robot? Why didn't he just drag Obi-Wan back through the fire towards him? Like, I realized that they needed Obi-Wan to get away for the story, but when you're a writer, it's up to you to make it make sense. And I don't think they did. What's your opinion, Jeff?
I don't think Anakin Vader wanted him to die. I think he wanted him to suffer. So that's why he didn't do it. He just walked away.
So he let him leave. Okay.
That's what I think.
Yep. Because I don't think the fire would have stopped him. There had to be another motive. There had to have been.
Yeah.
Which I thought would be, hey, track him down with everyone else. But it just didn't turn out that way.
There is one big question.
What's that?
What are they going to do for season 2?
That is a good one.
That is the $1 million question. What are they going to do if there's a season 2?
Do you think there's a time jump if there is, to where they're like 14? Yeah.
Again, Luke only knows Ben peripherally.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
So he can't have an adventure like Leia did with him.
Right?
It was a stretch to have Leia do that with him, but
yes.
But it's possible though.
Leia only ever knew him as Ben, but also knew of Obi-Wan, but never put the two together.
Well, and here's this. Here's one other thing.
It's like there's lots of Polos in the world. So if there's a Jimmy Polo, I don't know what Suave's brother. They're related. There's a lot of Polos. There's Marco and there's Suave.
Marco.
Those are the two Polos I know. I don't know any other Polos.
Right.
Other than you and Marco.
Before we end here real quick, let's go back around and give our score. Mine is a 7.5 or an 8, just due to some writing stuff, but I love Star Wars. Go ahead, Suave.
I'm still sticking with my 10, man, because I just thought it was just it merged and went well. I knew where it was coming from, like the Darth Vader and I think this is really a Darth Vader and Obi-Wan and Leia series,
Yes.
And I think as far as Vader, and I'm gonna keep it short on this one, as far as Vader, I understood the Vader we all know at the beginning. He's matured. He don't take much questioning. He's straight to the point. Whatever he say, it goes, and there's no questioning behind it. This Vader was like kind of still starting off. He was holding on to the emotional side of him
of Anakin.
Instead of
he was still holding on to the emotion.
Holding on to Anakin.
Yes.
When Vader had forgot, he
Emperor
figured out.
The Emperor poked him in the eye at the end. The Emperor's words hurt him so deep. He immediately was like, "Fuck Obi-Wan, you're right. It's you."
He was like, "Why should I even? You're right. Why should I waste my time on this? I shouldn't be wasting my time on this. I just wasted 6 episodes of this storyline when I could have just when I had him kill him and keep going."
The boys in the fire truck are there, and so I was raising my glass to the boys in the local fire service. So.
Right.
That's what I was doing.
Well, all right, Jeff. We're gonna give you the last word, sir.
You know what?
Because that last scene was very emotional. I when they wanted you to feel emotion, you did. I'll say that. Go ahead.
It's a 10. It got me from the end of 3 to 4, right? And now where do they go from here? I don't know. But that's for Kevin Feige and other people way smarter than me. But I knew where it ended. I knew where they had to get to, and they filled in a bunch of the gaps. Can they make 2 or 3 more seasons? Probably. Will they?
Yeah,
I don't think I can handle 3 seasons. Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they do 3, that might damage the product a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe, but
I can do another season only if they focus on Luke as a kid. If they're not gonna focus Luke as a kid, I'm not gonna watch season 2.
I think the series could have been a 10 out of 10 for me, but I'm an adult and I like very dark oriented stories, and Disney doesn't really deliver those. So I totally understand why they reworked Leia into it and all that. I thought overall it was a fun time. And when they wanted you to feel emotion, I think they successfully did that. So, and Cal Kestis, that would be amazing. See, that's the type of thing I was saying. I think they should have been more about the Inquisitors trying to snuff out the remaining Jedi more than about Leia. Leia could have been a part of it, and then as as Obi Wan is stopping the Inquisitors, Vader shows up. Like they really wasted the Inquisitors, in my opinion.
Man,
they really wasted
they
the
only
Inquisitors.
they only shown that they hunt down one Jedi. That's all they shown. I mean, they showed a whole box
they got
of,
rid of all the rest over the last 10 years. There was
lightsabers.
only a handful of them left. They got rid of the
Yeah.
last 10 years. They got rid of all the other ones, right?
Yeah,
They picked off all the easy ones. Now they
did.
The hard
They
ones.
did. They did take out most of them. Disney's adding just a couple here and there, but yeah, overall though most of them are gone. But very fascinating, man. I love Star Wars. Thank all of you guys for joining us for this episode of Man Cave. I have been SPG.
And I'm Suave.
And you guys, man, you guys take it easy, and we will see you on the next one.
Nice.
The app game, baby.
I go hard in the paint. I go hard in the paint. I'm ducked off where the loudest legal. Right next door to Cali where the work a lot cheaper. Take you back in the trap in the 86 Regal. With a pocket full of stones booming like it